here for the kickoff.
Hello, and welcome back to my Day 2 recap of
Cowboys
the
are back
NFL
deep,
Draft.
waiting for the kick.
It is 11:30 Eastern Time. The second round ended about half an hour, 15-20 minutes ago. So the entire day, since 7 o'clock, I've been writing down some picks I really like. A lot of second round ones, not a lot in the third round.
We're underway.
I think a lot of the guys I really liked went in the second round.
He'll take it
from
from
here
the
on.
one.
I think there's a couple guys who are kind of catching
right
my
at
eye.
about
that
the
can be
29,
fourth-round guys.
not quite to the 30.
One of whom is Andrew Billings. I'm very surprised he's falling.
Starting
still.
at quarterback, the all-time Dallas
Supposedly.
Cowboy record.
I don't know how true this is,
Touchdown
but
passes Tony Romo.
Mean Joe Green went to Baylor's Pro Day. Mean Joe Green, and when he came back, he did an interview in Pittsburgh. Said, this guy might be the best defensive tackle I've ever seen in my life. He's better than me, and Pittsburgh should pick him, and a bunch of things like that. So I thought, all right, second round pick. They got the cornerback they really like. I'm not too sold on him yet. He has to prove me wrong.
To change everybody's perception.
Then, second round, they take a safety. Guy I've never heard of in my life.
The Cowboys
With Von Bell
29.
with
Big Fat left side.
some really good guys
Gain of
still on the board. So that surprised me. Not very happy about that. Then, I'm not so mad at the pick in the third round. I'm more mad that I watched it on NFL Network.
Well, they'll keep it going today.
NFL Network had zero coverage of the Steelers pick. Skipped right over it. They were too busy talking to Braxton Miller.
Second down coming up.
So, that's a little annoying. But, nothing I can do. So,
Out of the eye. Here's
an
the
entire half a page of
McFadden
players of interest
the
from the
44.
second and third round, day 2. Overall, some great steals. I mean,
That's
my
a nice,
goodness.
powerful
I'll get
statement
into
as they
one in
establish the
particular.
run at the beginning of
That
this
is
game.
the steal of the
You're
century.
right. I'm going to give the offense a little credit here.
My
but,
God.
Somewhere,
But
I don't know, maybe the defense is going to have to put
There's some
some
really
weights in
good
their
ones.
pockets.
Some guys who
You gotta
could have been
hang in
first
there and make the
rounders.
tackle.
A couple guys I had rated as first rounders, and let's get into it. Starting with the first pick of the second round, Emmanuel Ogbah.
Now first and
For the
10.
longest time, I had Emmanuel
From the
Ogbah
eye.
going to
Then picks up about 3.
Houston. Side next to J.J. Watt, have a great
As
pass
we check
rusher.
now, this
But
offensive unit getting it done.
I know I didn't do this
for
in my
a
video I
decade.
did, but I did switch my
Certainly
mock
a future
draft, like
Hall
the
of
last couple
Famer
minutes,
is
having
tight end
taken
Jason
Corey
Witten.
Coleman.
I agree, Jim. I
So-
think he is a Hall of Fame tight end, and
We'll
all
see.
you do
But
is see Jason Witten playing football.
Overall,
there's always
Emmanuel
somebody chasing him.
Ogbah doesn't
because
really
he
fit
figured
the
out a
scheme
way
in
to get open
Cleveland, but
and get it
it's
done.
an interesting pick nonetheless. And
Tony
these aren't
Romo's
like
gonna
picks that I
take it from
like
the
mostly.
shotgun.
It's picks that like
Beasley with the
surprised me or
reception.
intrigued me. This one I did like.
Back in that secondary,
Kevin
the
Dodd.
Jaguars will be keeping an eye today.
Kevin Dodd is extremely good.
Boy,
Going to
it's the
Tennessee in the
prototype that
second
you
round
want
again.
down the
I had him
end.
rated as a
Long,
mid to late
tall,
first round
can
guy.
run. That makes it tough.
But again, fell out. The need for pass rusher, I guess, wasn't really
Let's
there.
see if they can
I think
complete
Atlanta
another one.
Really
This
kinda
time,
swung and
perhaps,
missed.
for the first down.
I think they should have. They have not addressed the pass rusher yet, I believe. So
A little jumpy there
Atlanta's
by that
kinda-
defensive front.
I don't know what Atlanta's doing right now, but Kevin Dodd will be a great fit in Tennessee. Help the defense, find them some starters and a guy who could start daily. This is the first pick that I absolutely love. I have about 10 picks on here I ranked as picks I absolutely love. And I also have 3 picks that are kind of out of the blue. Not 3, 1, 2.
And that reception goes to Dez Bryant.
Yeah, 3 actually.
A lot of times you look at the drag route, you think that's the safety valve. You know what? It is.
And I have 3 picks I
It's
ranked
always
as
thought to look down the field.
WTF. Like,
If there's
what were they
nobody
thinking?
throw it
They
to
really
the drag
reach
route
at
coming
some
across the
certain
field.
player, or they
That
don't
time they
really
hit it.
need
It's
them,
just
so.
short of getting the first down.
But this is the first player I
Line
absolutely
at the
love.
38.
Jalen Smith to Dallas. I think Dallas, they made a great decision taking this guy, hyper talented.
McFadden
Without that knee injury, he probably would have been my number 2 player.
3 for the first.
Behind a guy I'll get to in a couple minutes.
Can't find space, and this
But
will be a
Jalen Smith, a great pick. If he's not going to play that rookie season, but Dallas
Defense
doesn't
is
mind.
so fast and so powerful.
I think they really believe that that knee is going to be fine,
The
and
offensive line, they tackle the runner for
we
a
will
loss.
see. But again, absolutely love Jalen Smith down. Next, my first, what the fuck? Hunter Henry to San Diego. Kind of a weird one in my mind.
Set up now.
I think that,
39-yard.
yes, they need to find a guy to replace Antonio Gates, but I think they could have found it much later. I think that this team had a much bigger need at tackle. And Jason Spriggs still on the board. I think this was a very bad.
Bring it in.
They need to find someone at the end to tackle.
When you see a receiver drop a pass, it does go through the quarterback's mind. Well,
I don't really like this pick.
and I want to
I like Hunter Henry. I don't like the pick.
Into the game, so when you get a chance, you throw him another football so he can
Next.
make that catch and get right back
The
into it.
steal of this year, and the steal probably in the biggest steal in history besides maybe Brady in the 6th round. Miles Jack going to Jacksonville in the 2nd round. This is the guy. Without that knee injury,
And so now
he'd be fighting for the
bring out
number 1
Jones
overall
to
pick.
punt.
But the microfracture surgery that he said he's going to need kind of shied some teams away. And my God, the Jacksonville just hit a home run. Jacksonville got
This punt will not
2 top 3
be
players
returned.
in
It
my
will never
personal
see
opinion.
the field of
They
play
got
as
Miles
it
Jack,
sails out of
who is
bounds.
incredible, extremely
Jacksonville's
athletic,
offense is
great
led by
tackler,
6'5"
top
quarterback
high-end speed,
Blake
can play
Bortles,
coverage with the
who
best
is
of
the future of the
linebackers.
franchise.
And
Yeah, when you
can
look at Blake
be-
Bortles,
can play
he has
coverage with some even
presence on the
safeties
field.
and
If you see him in person, which we have, Jim,
And
he
they
is
also got
one
Jalen
big
Ramsey.
dude, and he plays
I
big
mean,
on
they
the field
just
also.
they hit it out of the park. It doesn't matter if they don't even pick for the rest of this draft; they win. They already have the best class this year. I mean, these two are gonna kill it. I think Miles Jack is the hugest steal. Next, a pick I'm kind of
Jaguars
torn.
from the 22.
Tampa Bay selecting Noah
And
Smith.
that's Lee in on the stop.
It fills a need.
If you want to run the football to success, you're going to have
I think Tampa Bay
plays like
needed,
this
a
where they
pass
pick up
rusher. I had him pick
very
one in the
little
first
yardage.
round.
Don't
Traded
listen
back
to
to
the
Vern
fans. Keep
Harvey.
running it,
Wasn't
and it'll
very
work.
surprised about that, but I think that the player that's selected is my issue. Noah Spence doesn't seem like a very good kid. I mean, he just doesn't seem like the kind of
Here
guy
in Jacksonville.
that I want
We'll
to.
be back momentarily
I want
for
on
the
my
start of
team.
the second.
It doesn't seem like he carries himself well. It seems like he doesn't really care too much. I think he's in it for a paycheck.
Snickers.
And
You're not you.
from the stories I've heard,
Snickers satisfies.
he basically
The
got his college
driving
degree
as the second
handed to
quarter
him
gets underway.
because he was so good. So I'm pretty sure, the kid's not smart from what I've heard. The kid's not smart. He's not, I don't know. He's extremely talented, but overall as a person, I
Second
think
down after going to
he
the
has
ground
like a
game.
negative
first
1
play.
on the character kind of graph here. Next,
And the
another
second
pick I
quarter
like.
is
Again,
underway.
I'll specify when I love a pick. This is one I love. Sterling Shepard from for the Giants. They finally find a guy.
Do a really
I've seen
good job
comparisons
this
to
time
Victor
on
Cruz.
offense.
That's
The
who they compared to on
quarterback throws the
NFL
ball
Network.
short. They pick up a few yards, and now
I
it
agree.
makes third down
Kind
much
of
easier.
similar sizes, similar skill sets, and overall, I think it's a good
Third
pick.
down.
They need to take some pressure off of OBJ. Now they have 3 guys who have, very good speed,
Here's the
and,
handoff, and they'll run it.
just
Picks up
great catching
8
ability,
here.
and overall just a pretty solid pick for the Giants. And they have to start working on that
It's
offense
third
to
short,
go
the
along with the
defensive
defense.
line.
It
You
should
gotta
be
get-
very
you
good
gotta
this
think
time.
it's going to be a run play. I don't know what they were thinking. They let the offense just push them back.
Next,
and they
another
give
pick
up
that
the
I
first down.
absolutely
Good job by the
love.
offense, though.
Reggie Ragland to the Buffalo Bills. I had Reggie Ragland as a first-round pick. Second to Jetson and Pick'em. I knew he was falling out of
The
the first round.
Jaguars take it from the
Uh,
38.
Surprised me a bit.
Thomas
I
going to
mean,
pull in.
Ragland is
Pass.
kind of an old school inside linebacker. He's a stand in there, hit you hard kind of guy. He's not one of these hyper athletic
Anytime
guys.
you have
like,
a play action
guess
pass
they're-
as a quarterback, make sure you sell
he's
that
gonna
and then look up, find that
He's
coverage,
just gonna be
decide where
in the
to throw
middle. He's gonna
football.
hit you
That was a
hard,
nice job
and he's
that
gonna
time.
always make that tackle. He's not gonna have many tackles on him broken. And overall, I think that Reggie Ragland's a perfect fit for a Rex Ryan. My next, what the fuck pick? Derrick Henry to Tennessee.
Coming to
Derrick
the
Henry,
line at
I
the
like.
34.
The fit in Tennessee, I don't like.
This play
I
set
think
up
that-
by the long gainer.
There's no reason for this after they just got DeMarco Murray, and although I'm
To the
pretty sure
ground.
DeMarco Murray maybe only has 2 years on his deal,
Picks up maybe 3.
I think that was it's a weird pick. As
Nice
they're
job
gonna have
that
to try and
time by
share
the
snaps
defense. They
between
were
these
ready
two
for the
guys.
run, nowhere for
And
the running back to go, and they
I
stop
just-
him for a short
I don't
gain.
really like. I don't love this pick. I think that it's just odd. Derrick Henry again is a very talented runner. It's just that Tennessee doesn't have a huge need for him.
We're getting close to
So-
the 2-minute warning. Time for one more play.
I don't know what else to do.
Midway second quarter.
Next, another pick I love: Ashawn Robinson to
And now
Detroit.
we reach the 2-minute
I had Detroit
warning
taking
here in the
Robert
second quarter.
Nkemdiche in the first round. They passed on him, which I guess isn't a huge surprise. I mean, I was kind of surprised that Arizona took him at the bottom. He was going to be a very
Welcome
high
back,
second-day
and we're
pick.
coming out of the 2-minute
But-
warning.
We'll see, but with him. But overall, I think that Ashawn Robinson is maybe the best defensive tackle in this class. Now, Kenny
At
Clark
the
was a weird
31.
pick,
Here we go.
as was the guy who went to Carolina, whose name I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
3rd and 7.
So, I think those were kind of odd picks, but
Look at
Ashawn
that
Robinson is
concentration
extremely
as he makes the
talented.
grab.
Next, this pick might be a surprise if I have it ranked as a pick I love for
Well,
some
there's under
people,
2
but
minutes to go.
I
Good
actually
job
really
on the
love
offensive
Christian Hackenberg.
Ball carry that time. He knows he can get
Now,
no more
people might
yards.
say
He
that
steps out of
Hackenberg,
bounds.
his
Stop
skill
the
set and
clock.
everything is, it's all over the place. He has all the physical stuff you want, but I think mentally he's not there. I think that
The
he has that
defense at
mental
this
ability
point
to
trying to
work
keep him
in
out
New
of the
York,
end zone.
Big Apple, big
That
market.
long gain sets them up here on this play.
Although Hackenberg maybe
Bortles back
won't
in
be
shotgun
the
formation.
smartest selection here. If they don't love Bryce Petty, then they needed this.
The goal line for the touchdown.
Hackenberg shouldn't be the starter this year. I think you have to get Fitzpatrick in the building, or else they're going to be stuck starting Geno Smith, because I think Bryce Petty's probably not going to make it to the season.
Oh, you just love it as a quarterback.
I guess
you get
there's
down
maybe
in there
something
and
they
it's
don't really
first and
believe
goal.
in
If you
Bryce Petty.
score,
Maybe they
now
think
you
he
don't
can
have
be
to
a,
sweat the fact that, man, what
a
are we going to do if
high-end
he gets the third down?
quarterback
You don't have to
or
worry
he's a
about
solid
it. Good
starter.
run. Nice touchdown.
I actually really like Hackenberg, though. I think he has all the talent in the world, and he has a chance to be one of the best quarterbacks coming out of this class, if he can get back to the form that he showed when he was a freshman at Penn State. Next, Deion Jones
Jaguars
to Atlanta.
Going for the point after.
Really like this pick. I think Deion Jones is extremely talented.
Extra
I've seen
point.
some
is good.
people saying he's a first-round pick, but Deion Jones is a hyper-athletic outside
Bortles
linebacker.
certainly given his team some
he can rush the
momentum with that
passer.
scoring drive. He just put together a possession where he threw
And
for
he's a
more
good
than
tackler,
60
and
yards.
I think that he'll fit well in Atlanta. I think I see him more as an outside linebacker instead of inside, but I think Atlanta made a good pick here. This one caught me off guard a little. I was expecting Washington to go, oh, damn, I skipped a bunch of picks, excuse me.
The Cowboys are
Let me
ready
get
to
through
run back
Sua
this
Crazy.
kick.
This one surprised me. I was expecting Andrew Billing right here, like 100% Andrew
Catches
Billing.
it at the
No,
2 and starts his
Great
return.
tackle, kind of
Able to
young
move
guy,
past
but
the 20 and
Yeah.
brought
Sua
down at
Crazy
the
surprised
23.
he's a hybrid player. He's a safety linebacker kind of hybrid here.
Des Bryant marching
I think
back
he'll end up
onto the
being,
field now. He's not having any
safety.
kind of impact on this
I
game
think that's
so
kind of a
far.
better skill set
That's a
for
big
him.
reason
I think
why
he'll
his
be a
team's
hard-hitting
behind.
safety.
Yeah, when you talk
But
about the
again,
run game,
Washington
the pass
can't play
game,
him
the
at
pass
linebacker.
protection,
I just don't
run blocking,
see him
there's one
being
word
a
that
need
comes
at
to mind:
linebacker.
poorly. Everybody's
they have
having
a very
bad
solid
day,
linebacker
and
for it
especially
right
the wide receiver. He's got to pick it up. He can.
So, actually, let me go
has
back,
the
'cause I skipped
ability
a lot of
to
picks. I
raise
don't
the
know how my
level
eyes
of
just
play
skipped
of
over
this
like 3
offense
people.
just by his actions.
Next, Michael Thomas to New Orleans.
Darren McFadden
I had New Orleans
up in the
taking Laquan
backfield.
Treadwell in the first round.
The Cowboys
They
take
get a
it
guy
from the 23.
not with a
Catch
similar
made by
skill set, but
Bryant.
with similar body size and build, kind of. Bit more lanky, more of a Josh Doctson.
Good job of hurrying up and
But
getting on
I
that
think that this is
football.
a good pick in New Orleans, and
Don't
overall
use
it
the
will be a
timeout
solid.
here.
He'll be a solid starter
Management, snap that football.
along with Brandon Cooks. Next, this one surprised me mostly because the player shouldn't have been available in my mind. Jason Spriggs to Green Bay. First of all, great pick by Green Bay. I think both of their tackles contracts are going to be up this coming season, so they need to find a guy to replace.
Second down
Probably not
after
to be
the
able to sign both of
incompletion.
them. Spriggs is very good. I had him rated as, I believe, my 6th or 5th tackle.
Romo standing
front
back
of,
in the shotgun, ready for the snap.
Freddie and Clark.
Beasley's
But
marked down
I
at the
kind of
47.
goofed up on my
That's
mock
reception
draft.
number 2
I forgot
for
to
him.
switch to Raven Clark.
I like this decision
Sorry
by the
about
coach to go with the hurry-up offense here late in the first
But
half. You can't be worried
I think
about
that
making
Jason
mistakes.
Spriggs is very good.
Sometimes
I
you gotta
think
be
he's a great
aggressive.
fit in Green Bay, and he won't be a
That's
starter
what
this
you
year.
expect in the NFL.
Maybe be a rotational guy
Players,
if they really
especially
need to
these
give guys
receivers,
some
they're
rest,
so
but
aggressive.
I think
so
next year he'll be
they
their
go
starting
all out
left.
for every catch. That time he just lets it all go. Not able to make the catch. But
And
I'll
next,
give him an A
Jarian
for
Reed
effort.
to Seattle. Again, I like this pick a lot. I think that they need to replace Brandon Maben somehow.
Romo stepping
Jarian Reed, I had rated as my number 3
pass. Middle of the
defensive
field.
tackle.
And incomplete this time.
and
In a
again,
situation
I
like
think
this,
that
third long, if you're looking for
I don't know
potential
why
passing
these
drives, it's
tackles
blitz.
fell the way they did. Maybe because they're kind of throwback guys. They're not hyper athletic kind of D tackles who can rush the
Third
pass
down
and play the
coming
run. But again, I like the pick. I like Jarian Reed a lot.
3 to
And
pick
I
up
think
a
that
first.
Seattle made a very good selection.
Drop
As they
back,
get a day one
shotgun
starter.
formation. It's caught by Cole Beasley. Now, they
And
take
next,
the football.
I skipped over this pick, but I
Opponent's side
absolutely
of the
love
field.
it. Nick Martin to Heath. Nick Martin, brother of Zach Martin, starting guard for the Cowboys. One of the best guards in the NFL already, and he's only been in the
Ready
league
to
2
play
years.
after calling a timeout.
I think it's an absolutely great pick. They needed a center with Ben Jones, I believe, going out the door. I believe that's his name. I know he's gone, but Ben Jones leaving. So they need to find a guy on the inside. They found him in Nick Martin. Nick Martin could play center. He could play guard. He could play.
They've got a first down.
He can play any of
Just
those
a minute
positions on the
remaining
inside,
before
so-
halftime.
Again, great pick. They've given him an Osweiler, a guy to protect him.
First down at the 42.
And then next,
Dez
alright, so I accidentally
with
skipped
the
over
catch.
those guys, so I'm back to where I
Cowboys
was.
are going to
with,
use
Mackenzie
one of the
Alexander
2
from Minnesota.
timeouts they have remaining.
This surprised me because Minnesota took a defensive back in the first round last year. I'm pretty sure they took Trey Wayans. And as of right now, I don't think they have a giant need at defensive back. Maybe some depth needs, but I think this was kind of an odd pick. I think it's kind of odd that he was here in the first place when he selected. I didn't even realize it, though, until they said his name, that he was even available. I kind of just thought I missed the pick at some point, and I was waiting to see his name. Kept forgetting to look. But when I heard this, kind of surprised. But Mackenzie Alexander has all the physical tools you kind of want, but he's undersized slightly, in my opinion. And
The offense heads to the line for the 7th play of the drive.
he doesn't feel a huge need in Minnesota.
Let's see what they do
They
here.
drafted a guy
The
in the first round
Jaguars
last year and already
defense
have
brings in an
Xavier
extra
Rhodes.
member of the secondary. They'll go nickel. Romo's got it in the gun.
Next, Tyler Boyd.
Going to be a penalty here.
I like this pick. As much as it pains me to say, I think that this pick, it's a very good pick. Cincinnati need a wide receiver. They got a guy who has had some
The defense will take the
crazy
penalty.
seasons in Pittsburgh. Record-breaking seasons, school records, being busted. I mean, he broke Larry Fitzgerald's receiving records at Pitt, so I think this guy has a lot of talent. I think he's a little slower than some
The
teams want,
offense heads to the
but he's
line
a big,
for the
he's a
7th
possession
play of the
receiver.
drive.
He's really powerful and has good hands. Next, a pick that surprised me. Again, I had this guy rated as a first-round pick. Cody Whitehair to Chicago.
Romo's going to take it from the
Chicago,
gun.
this more surprised me that
Williams.
Chicago was able to trade 15
That's a gain
picks
of
back
That's
and
his
still be able to
reception
select this guy.
today.
That's what's surprising.
That was a nice job by the offense. It just
Chicago was
puts them in
able
a
to
better
move
position.
back 15
Nice little
spots
throw
to
and
select
catch.
one of the best interior linemen in this class in Cody Whitehair. And I think that he is a great pick. He'll probably start at left guard, and they'll probably be able to move.
That was a nice reception, but not enough for the first down.
Kyle Long
Second
back
down
inside the
coming
right
up.
guard. They have a great interior. They're going to run the
Jaguars
ball a
line
lot,
up in the
and I
nickel.
think that Jeremy Langford is going to be a sleeper this coming season. I think he's going to have a great season.
Romo's going to take
Next,
the
my
snap
last
from the
what the fuck pick,
Des Bryant. on the
Roberto
receiving end.
Aguayo,
18. The Cowboys
Tampa Bay,
have
the
to
kicker
pull one right
from-
here, and they do, and they are out of time.
Why? The real question is why. I understand that, his kicking percentage and all those things are
Offense
amazing.
ready
He
for
might be the
action
greatest
coming
kicker
out of
to
their
come
timeout.
out since Sebastian Janikowski. But the real question is, why? Tampa Bay had such bigger needs, and yes, they had some kind of issues with the kicker this season. But this guy was available, maybe a fourth-round pick. I don't think there's many teams that are really thinking, wow, this kicker, man, once-in-a-generation player.
From inside
I need
the
him
red
at
zone.
the high point in my board. So I think Tampa Bay they made an odd pick. Now, again, if this guy starts drilling 60-yarders like they're nothing, then
Romo's going back to the air on this play.
you never know.
And that gains a few.
So, we'll see. And next, a pick
Good job by the offense here, Jim.
that kind of
Be in a
annoyed me.
hurry-up
because,
mode.
again,
You have no time.
I wish Pittsburgh
Need to get this play clock stopped.
Von Bell. Von Bell, he has a championship pedigree. He started in a big conference against some of the best schools, played very well at Ohio State. He went to New Orleans.
Look back at the first half.
I think they finally have a guy to pair up with Tony Vaccaro in the back.
The Cowboys look like they'll be in
so,
this game for 4
Again,
quarters.
really good pick.
All right, here we go. Let's
And
take a look
overall,
at some of the highlights.
I think
from
Von
the
Bell will
first
be a
half.
good fit in New Orleans. I don't like how much they gave up to get him,
The
though.
quick pass and completion.
They gave up quite a bit to
to the
select this guy.
34-yard line.
Pretty sure they gave up a third round and
From
a
the
fourth round pick to
studios
select
and
him. So,
halftime, we're going to transition now. We're about to get the third quarter
no, not their best
underway.
idea. But that's it for my second round plan. So I'm going to hop into my third round, starting with Carl Nassib. I really like Nassib. He's raw. He kind of doesn't know what he's doing, but I think he has some incredible talent. He has so much upside, and I think that he has a lot of talent and a lot of potential. Next, Darian Thompson to the Giants.
The Cowboys getting ready for the kick.
I really like this pick. I think that
With
Darian
this kick,
Thompson,
the second half is
I
underway.
think he'll be a great starter next to
And he's met head on.
I can't remember his
right
name.
there at the 20.
All right, whatever. They're at a safety. They drafted him, I think, a year or two ago. Good safety, but I
The
think he'll be a
Jaguars
great
take
starter
the field
next
here
game.
in the second half.
Next,
looking
a pick
to
I actually
extend their
really
lead
love.
in this one.
Kenyon Drake,
Yeah, you know what you do.
Bama, the
Halftime
running
is
back.
over. You come out here, you're not sure what the
To Miami.
plan is going to be.
I love this pick.
But feel your
Now,
way into the
again,
game.
I was
Take a
expecting
chance early
Zeke
and turn
Elliott
the
to fall
football
down to
over.
him at 13, but they still addressed the need that they had. Kenyon Drake, although doesn't get as much credit as Zeke Elliott, was still an incredible player for that Bama team. He was their change of pace guy. He had great speed, and overall just great, he's a great kick returner, great punt returner. I think him and JJ will compete for a starting job. I think that Drake is overall the better player,
Pass
but we
will
will
go
see.
for an incompletion
But I really love this
time.
pick. I think
That's a wonderful job.
they get a guy who is
secondary.
a
Everybody's
game
in
changer
position.
at kick
Nowhere for the
returns and all
quarterback
that.
to throw the football.
and a guy who can be
it
a
leads
potential
to another
starter
incomplete
at,
pass.
running back for them day one.
Failing to complete that one. So
Next,
second
a
down
pick
here.
I thought would probably come at a later point,
The
but I knew Atlanta was
Cowboys
probably going to draft a tight
defense now
end
is
in
gonna
the back
go
of my
nickel.
mind. Half expecting it.
Here's the hand.
So, Atlanta taking Austin Hooper.
And a flag is down.
I like the pick. They have Jacob Tammy, I think. Leo. I don't know. But that guy. They need to find a guy who can
Penalty
be,
is, of course,
consistent,
going to be
solid starter at
accepted
tight
by
end.
the defense.
I think Hopper. Hopper was my number 2 tight end. And overall, I think it's a great pick for Atlanta. They finally find a guy to actually try and replace Tony Gonzalez. Again, no one can replace Tony Gonzalez. He's the
And
greatest
here
tight
we
end of all
have
time.
second down.
Next, a pick again. I absolutely love. LaRaven Clark to Indianapolis.
Out of the gun.
I had LaRaven Clark ranked as my
Thomas.
7th
Thomas
offensive tackle,
after picking up 6
I
on this
believe,
play.
behind
Hey, easy call. Be safe. Put the pressure on the other team.
Briggs and a Freddie.
On the offensive side to
So,
beat you.
again, I really like this pick. I think
Indianapolis
Indianapolis got a bit of a steal here. They find a guy who can be a starter, although kind of has some issues on guys trying to
A
get inside of
reception
him.
on
who can
second
give those
down, but not enough for the
lanes up.
first.
But
Third down.
overall, I think
Bortles
it's a
will
good
be
pick,
taking
and I think they
this snap
finally
out
got
of
their
the
tackle
pistol.
that they needed to protect Andy Luck.
Going for the home run.
Next, my last pick that I have rated as a pick I absolutely love, Kendall Fuller to Washington. Kendall Fuller, without his knee injury, would probably have been, a top 10, top 15
And so now
pick.
they'll call
He has
anger to
immense
punt
talent.
the football.
And I was really hoping Pittsburgh would take the chance on him at the bottom of the first. He has so much talent, and I think the only reason he fell is because of that knee injury. So, overall, really like Kendall Fuller.
Set
I
up,
think he'll
return.
be a great
Here he
starter
goes.
along with Josh Norman
15.
and
The Cowboys
Washington.
know there's 3 parts to every football game: offense, defense, and special teams. What a play
Next,
for the special teams
a
here.
pick
Good
that
punt
kind of pissed
return,
me off,
good
not
blocking,
because of the
they get it
player,
done.
but
The
because
Cowboys
it
offense
overshadowed
trots
by
out onto the
Pittsburgh
field,
Steelers.
looking to
I
get
really
in the
didn't get
end
to hear
zone
a
and
thing
see if they can
about
turn the
the
tide in
player they
this one,
selected,
partner.
Well, the
so
fact
kind of
that they are
annoying.
losing
But
this game so far, the sense of
Braxton
urgency
Miller
is
going to
there on the
Houston.
offensive side.
Fast
You know,
guy,
many
big
plays
guy,
in the playbook.
going to
I think they need
Houston,
try a few
kind of
different
to
ones here in the second half.
pair up with Will Fuller there. I think Braxton Miller have a
The
ton of upside
Jaguars
for
with a
wide
nickel
receiver if he
look here
continues
on
to learn the
defense.
position. And I think that he has a great chance for him and DeAndre Hopkins to be amazing threats on
First
the outside,
down at the 36.
along with Will Fuller
Beasley
on
has the
the,
grab.
at the side.
Beasley's met after a gain of 8.
Next, C.J. Proyce to Seattle. Like this pick a lot. I like C.J. Proyce a lot. You know, he's he can return kicks, he can return punts. You know, he won't be a change of pace guy, but him and
they pick up solid yards.
Thomas Rawls will share snaps. These
Romo's
two are extremely
completion
talented. I think
percentage
Seattle
70% on the day.
made a good pick here. Next, a huge surprise.
The
in my mind.
Cowboys.
Jacoby Brissett going to New England.
Beasley
Now,
with
a
the
lot of people are
reception.
saying that this is to
Beasley's
maybe
marked
kick
down at the 47.
Jimmy Garoppolo in the ass, and if you don't perform, this guy will take your spot right away.
The Cowboys look
Some
pretty
people think that
confident
they're
out
not
there
going to
on the field,
re-sign
don't they?
Garoppolo. I'm
They're
pretty sure
very
he's entering
calm,
his
and they
contract
should be.
season
That
this
first
coming
down,
year.
they're right in this
So,
game. Don't look
we
down
will
the
see,
field for that
but
big play. Just keep
I
marching.
think they're kind of
Romo's
worried that,
now
any day now,
completed his
Brady
last
can
7
get hit too
passes.
hard and just crumble. I think that's their issue. He's going to be turning 40 soon. I think he's turning 40 this season. I think they're afraid that Brady can just get hit too hard and just crumble, like his bones turn to dust. So they're trying to
First and
kind of
10.
prepare for that.
And the
And I don't think they want to pay
defense.
Garoppolo money because he's
taken
probably going to
down
command
at the
starter money.
42. Defense has
From somebody.
ruled today's game, Phil.
Next, a pick I liked a lot. Cody Kessler to
be
Cleveland.
honest, it's
I
fun
like
to watch
Kessler a
every
lot,
once in a while.
but
I
it
like to
surprised
see
me
the
that this
offense
wasn't
take
Connor
a beating to the NFL. It's
So,
all about the offense. It's nice to see
just-
the defense.
I think Cody Kessler, he's not turnover prone, which is an issue
And
the Browns
it's now
had at
second
quarterback.
down and 5.
They
after
get a
running it
guy
on
who
first
I'm
down.
probably assuming won't be their starter, but they hopefully can find, can develop him into their starter so they don't have to use their potential
Looking
number
to
1
go
draft
deep.
pick next year
Touchdown, Dallas
on
Cowboys.
a guy who, someone like, oh God, the quarterback from Clemson.
That
Deshaun
touchdown,
Watson.
Phil, ties
Hopefully
things up
they
as
can-
the
they
fourth
can
quarter is
develop so they don't have to use
approaching.
their first
Who
pick on Deshaun
knows? This
Watson
might be
next year.
headed for
They take a
overtime
bigger
when it's all
position
said
than
and done.
Well, I don't know about overtime. I just know this. It's an
And
exciting
last,
football game. That
my
was
last
an
love
excellent drive.
pick,
The
and it's
play
also the last
calls were
player I
very
have
good, and the
on here,
execution by
Nick
the
Van
offensive players,
to
top notch.
Seattle. I think
The
Seattle
Cowboys
really
can
needs to
tie
find
it
some
up
tight
with the
ends
point after.
that can be, solid receivers and good blockers.
Man, the
Jimmy
extra
Graham is a
point
great receiver,
is
tight
good.
end, but he's not a blocker at all. And
Now ready
I
to
think that-
kick it off as we have a tie game here.
I just think
Scores 7
that
to 7.
Vannett's a great blocker, and I think he can be a good receiver. And honestly, if they don't want to pay Jimmy Graham soon, they could just let him walk, and then we have Vanett on the roster who can be a good starter. So, that's it for day 2. I'm going to do a video for day 4. Really, that will be short. That might be like a 10-15 minute video. I'm just going to get guys that I really, really think that can be, starters or playmakers on special teams. And guys that I just really enjoy.
The
overall.
Jaguars are back deep, ready to return.
Some guys I'm going to keep my eye on. Of course, Andrew Billings, Willie Beavers,
chance
who
to
I have
return
ranked
this
as a
one.
third-round prospect.
And he's tackled just past the
Connor
20.
Cook,
Mark it at the
Dak
22
Prescott,
line.
Cardell Jones, all those quarterbacks.
The
And
Cowboys defense forced the 3-and-out the last series.
You know what they did? They went out
Glenn Gronkowski.
the offense. You know what
I think it'll be interesting to see where he goes.
And they did it.
There's not many wide receivers that are catching my eye. K-Juice from Stanford is an interesting guy. But I think he's maybe the last real starting receiver that I can think of off the top of my head that's left. Tight end Broniker, who I really like, is still on the board. I think Broniker can be a really good blocker in the NFL. But I think he'll be probably
First
6th
down
or
at the
7th round
22.
pick from Harvard. So.
Scanning the field.
I already mentioned Willie Beavers. Interior lineman-wise, there's not many guys left who I really think are great. There's a couple guys who could probably be solid, contributors and rotational guys. Defensively, besides Andrew Billings, not really much on the line that I can think of off the top of my head again. Linebacker.
Second down following that incompletion.
Again, no one I can think off the top of my head. Same with
The
defensive
Cowboys
back.
defense brings in an extra
The
member
kid
of the
from
secondary. They'll go
actually,
nickel.
no, the guy from
Back in shotgun
Oklahoma, the
formation.
cornerback. He's caught my eye.
He's got it.
Hopefully, Pittsburgh will take a shot at him with their 4th round pick, maybe 5th round if he's there. But I really like him.
Well, he's got talent. This
But,
receiver can make the catches when you
That's
throw it
that. That
his
is my
way.
recap of
And I
day 2.
think
Those are kind of
his
my players
talent,
of
the way
interest, I
offenses
guess,
are
that caught
designed
my
and
eye.
the rules of the NFL, it makes
I don't really
guys like him
care about the
almost
ending of this
unstoppable.
game. I just need something in the background because I don't want you to be looking at a black screen.
The Jaguars.
So,
Pistols
for now,
here.
this is J-Wack
The Jaguars from the 37.
signing off.
Looking long. And he comes down. No. The defender tips
Oh,
it
my mouse
out.
is dead.
That incompletion by the quarterback, hey,
Now, this is
quarterback, no
J-Wack
fault.
signing
That was just tremendous.